We got 70% in the first test. Welcome to this week's video. I feel so sick with nerves. Going to Keyso High Profile show today with Obi, and Millie is coming to warm me up and help me, and that's really lovely because I don't feel so positive. Well, I don't feel not positive, but why do nerves affect one like this? You know, I just feel sick and anxious about it. Haven't been to a show in a long time because of lockdown, so yeah, feeling gross. We're completing two elementary tests today. So yeah, really looking forward to it, but also really scared. We've been working really hard for it, so I hope that it pays off. Anyway, I'm making a cup of tea and then I need to leave, so I will just take you guys with me, and yeah, hopefully I don't feel like this all day. Dog jumper time. I just did a little meditation and I feel a little better. It's, yeah, seemingly a lot for me today, but that's okay. Genuinely got the best staff ever. Meg has literally packed absolutely everything. Oh, she's so fucking good. Got the Equitex in the bag, bridle, my show jacket is in here. I need to get my hat out of the car with the correct liner. I'm saying that on here like that because I've now got a you know, you guys saw in my last video, I got this winter liner, this like thing that goes numbers, gloves, stock, this liner that goes inside my Sam Shield hat, but it's like got fluffy ears on it. Can't very well be going to a high profile show with that on. That would not be very clever. I'd look rather silly, a bit like a pilot, I think. So right, let's change that now, and get my wellies out because it's going to be muddy, and I don't think I saw my boots, so I need to find them. Right, here he is, clean and shiny and ready. We've got his Leovet Hofile. We've just been stain removing his legs so we don't have to wash them. It's very clean. Very clean. Are you ready? So nice that we don't have to plait you ever. Ralph wants to come. Good boy, Obes. We are loaded and ready to go. So I have been and sorted out some stuff. Basically I had got some withdrawal entries, so my times are really close together. So yeah, I've just been and warned the steward not to be screaming for me if I'm not there. Well, I will be there, but maybe still riding the previous test potentially. So yeah, anyway, let's go see how Obi is feeling. Get myself ready. It's a very muddy car park. Wearing my finest Ugg boot. Anyway, it's a gross car park, but anyway, that's what it is. It's winter after all. Both my tests are outside, which is fine. They've got music going on inside. Hiya, Obi. Are you okay, my cherub? So my friend Millie is coming. She'll be here really soon. So that's nice. So she's going to warm me up basically. So yeah, right. Let's get dressed. Oh, it's nice and warm in here, mister. Are you a good boy? Yes. Hello? Ready to go? See you in the warm up. That's very good, even if he's not, mate.
So in this competition we have of Metadola's Marina 146 with that breakaway score of 69.41. There are still some talented
Don't lean back.
that come forward that could challenge.
Because then also, like here, the nose is a bit too to the chest. Got to let him out a bit. So the first test started by me, the judge rung the bell as I was in that previous corner by F, and I trotted a full lap, and she looked pretty upset with me when I got round past the judge. So the judge is up at C, and she said, oh, you don't really have time to go a whole lap. And I was like, oh no, it's like thinking, oh great, what a good start. I've upset her before we've even begun. I didn't need to worry. She apparently is good at forgetting a momentary mistake for me making her wait. And I felt like I didn't really know what best to do. A bit nervous of maybe being back in the ring. So it starts A interim working trot, X halt. So he was feeling good and uphill with his little floppy lip. Nice and straight. I do apologise if you can hear George in the background. He's playing that game again. Here we received a 7, and he actually nearly made the right hind square. If you followed me for a while, you'll realise that's a bit of a thing for him. So it's tracking right, and then it's a half 10-metre circle from B. So thinking about it being uphill, thinking about it being kind of fluid, staying in sitting trot these days. This was good. Here we received a 7 for the first, and then a 6.5. He was tipping in a little bit, and I do agree he wasn't around my left leg enough there. And then we had to ride some leg yield, and I was really feeling good about the frame, and we've been working hard on the leg yield, so setting off here, and it was pretty good. I felt he was very parallel. My elbows didn't do anything too wild, and the crossing was good, and we got to the marker we were meant to get to. So that was positive. For that I got a 7, and then we got a 7 again for this next leg yield, which is pretty remarkable because leg yield has been absolutely rubbish recently. A little bit too much bend in the neck, but actually the crossing was good, and again got to the marker I needed to get to, so I was really pleased. Again, we got 6.5 for the next movement, which is the medium trot. I get medium trot very good at home, but in the ring, I don't know, I just don't seem to quite get it. And maybe it's because he finds it a bit hard. I'm not totally sure. Bit of lack of confidence possibly there. C is a transition to medium walk, and the walk was good actually. Sometimes the walk can be a bit stilted, so he got a 7 for the medium walk, which was nice, and then he actually got an 8 for the free walk, which is pretty cool. He just felt very focused, he was really with me. There was no part of him looking for anybody else, or we give him the Premier Performance Calmer, and then on the day I also give him one calming cookie, and it is just perfect for him. The amount is just right, and he feels so confident, it doesn't ever make him feel at all flat. So there we got the 8 for that. 6.5 in the medium walk. She said it looked a bit tight, and I think that might be why there was that little shuffling step, because I'm preempting going from walk to canter. 7 for that, which was great because we've had some pretty dodgy ones in the past. And it's straight onto a 15-metre circle, and here I was laughing because actually my 15-metre circles are normally too big, and that one was actually a little bit small, but still got a 7. So then we changed the rein, and we got a 7.5 for this, which is really cool because, well, counter canter is hard, but he felt bouncy, and the canter was really 3 times. Sometimes he goes a bit 4 times in the canter because he's a bit slow on the hind leg, slightly delayed on the transition, but you saw the little flick of the tail as I gave him a bit of an extra squeeze. 15-metre circle looks pretty accurate there. 7 for that again. And then it's the counter canter again. We got a 7 here for this. Little bit downhill. I needed to lift the hand a bit and make it a little more uphill. but still pleased, and he was very obedient on my aids. And here this was really nice. We got a 7.5 for this, which was nice, that transition, which was lovely. And then the medium canter, here we got a 6.5, and he comes a little bit on the hand, and I think she just means looks quite strong, which, yeah, I agree. Bringing him back into collected canter, and this I felt was good. He felt with me, you know, he felt uphill and bouncy, which was super. Nice downward transition. I could make the correction up, like an upward half halt. Like, come on, sit on those big black and white hocks of yours, mate. And this felt good. He felt like he wanted to push, and then he did try and grind to a halt a bit early. You see there the little flick of the tail. That was because I was like, no, not yet. But it was square, and we got a 7 for that. Right, this is actually how it went. I had to go from one test out into the warm-up, walked around for a few minutes, and then into the next one. And he went a little bit rude and a bit strong. So there, I was just bringing him back and asking him to come back to me. He was having a wee look at the bushes that they put out, because it's a high-profile show. So this is the second test. So this is the test, a slightly more difficult test. This is elementary 57. 6.5 for this entry, because there we are, not straight. That's great. I might not even manage to read all of the comments that she gave me here, because there are a lot. So turn left, and then it's at S, circle left, 10 meters diameter. And I have had an essay written here, which is amazing, because my score wasn't brilliant, but at least I had something to know about. So the circle was too big. Sadly, the camera didn't follow me there, but the circle was slightly past the marker, and I did feel it. At the time I was like, damn it, I did it wrong. So here we change across the middle, down into halt, right hind, but the rein back felt good. Smooth, diagonal pairs, and then trotted out. He should have ended in a halt there, as in a squarer halt. So I got 6.5. And then here we had a 6 here for this. She said he wasn't bending. Maybe. I thought it felt pretty good, but there we are. There's a differencing in opinion. And then we got a 6 again for this leg yield, and it's a short amount of space. So here the quarters were trailing a little bit. You see, it wasn't as lateral as wasn't as parallel, as the leg yield that I did in the first test. And it's because it's a smaller amount of space, so I'm struggling to keep him going across enough, basically. This one went really wrong. He spooked. I don't know what happened there. Something made a noise. And then you see the quarters are leading. This is not good. I fixed it, and there I got a 6. It says recovered, so I didn't do so badly there. And then we had the change of rein in the medium trot. Only got a 6 all the way for this working trot, but that's because it's a combined mark with the leg yield. Here we got a 6 for the medium trot. She didn't like that. More freedom and ground cover required. That is something he definitely struggles with. 7 for the medium walk. And then it says smooth transition, I think. So again, this judge was interesting. She not only gave me comments on what wasn't good, she gave me comments on what was. A lot of 6s through this test, and then a couple of 7s in the middle. So I got a 7 for this. Could have more ground cover, but otherwise she was relatively pleased with it. A 7 is kind of, well, fairly good is what it says at the top of this sheet, which is interesting. So that was what we got there. And then the next is collected canter. Nice work. Needs engagement at C. I don't know what that necessarily needs. Engagement to C, I think. Oh, contact. That'll be what that means. But it was a nice transition, and I got a 7 for it. So this is a hard movement for Obi. So it's a 20-meter circle with medium canter on the circle, and he tends to tip in like a big aeroplane with a broken inside wing, like dangling down to the inside. So yeah, this section of this test is hard and needs some work, and not good. So that's a simple change through trot, not so good, got a 6. Here, again, she claims, I think I did medium canter, that looks quite fast. Anyway, she says I didn't do it on the second circle, but fine. I'll explain more about this judge at the end of this video anyway. And then back to collected canter. I got a 5 for that one anyway. The writer's handwriting did get worse and worse. So now we move on to the serpentine with simple changes through walk. He's pretty good at these at home, but this wasn't so good. So it wasn't so easy for him. The second one felt better. We got 6.5s all the way through here, so not terrible, but goodness, I thought he was really strong, and he's just thinking, oh, we're just going to keep cantering around, which obviously we're not going to do. And then this is here, there's collected trot, and then we change on F to X in collected trot. And actually this felt nice here. He felt with me and fluid and uphill, and we got 6.5s to finish, and she was quite kind in her collectives. Said we had a nice partnership, but yeah, definitely some work to be done on that test. Just waiting for the scores. He felt very good. I felt like I was doing all of my training, which was good. And of course, new level, like as in, I feel like I'm kind of pushing him to a new level. So there's going to be some difficult parts, like my canter walk transitions. They're so good at home, and they just weren't very good today. And canter trot, he sometimes just gets a bit down, but just it's so hard. It's dressage is not for the faint-hearted. It's all about perfection, and that perfection is not easy because you're riding a horse. So yeah, anyway, I'm really pleased with him, and he just tries so hard, which is so wonderful to ride a horse like him. There are a lot of people in there, and the horses kind of doing what they want and kind of doing their wrong thing too, and that is tricky to watch because God, it's a hard place to be in, and he's just so stoic and lovely, and I'm so grateful to have him. So yeah, anyway, I'm just hanging around waiting for my scores basically, and then I'll let you know how I go on. We got 70% in the first test. He felt so good, and I'm so pleased that was rewarded, and became 2nd overall. High profile show. Oh, I feel so emotional. And he won the silver section. So they divide you into sections, gold, silver and bronze, and he came 1st in his section and 2nd overall in the whole class, and I'm so pleased. Because there are some, riders that ride for Great Britain and stuff, so it's a big deal. And then the second test, got 64%. The judge was really low scoring in the whole test. I think the highest score might have been 66. So yeah, basically we came 4th and 2nd in our section. So still really pleased with him, and interesting that the whole class was low scoring. Have you put your face back round the partition, please? Go that way. Good boy. But yeah, just so pleased with him. Going to go home now. Stay there. Gonna go home now, and yeah, maybe I'll have a look at my sheets with you guys. Literally just got back to my house. I got back to the yard, I did a load of horses, exercised a few horses, not loads actually, 3, can't remember. Taught a lesson, then I helped Meg finish up on the yard, did the grooming and stuff with her. I really like doing that sometimes. It's funny because often I'm rushing off to teach in the week. I like to spend some time at the yard in the evenings. Anyway, really tired, really hungry. I've not eaten very much today. I bought lunch before I'd had my scores, so I was a bit nervous. But I'm gonna go in and put the food away that I've just bought. I went food shopping when I was hungry. Will I ever learn? That is such an error. Just spent a lot of money. We've got some nice food, so that's good. Food is important. And I'll get sorted, and then I'll do a little debrief and run through my sheets and stuff. Yeah. Hi everybody, so it's actually Sunday. The show was Saturday, and I had intended on filming my kind of like debrief yesterday and just never got around to it. But I am sat with my sheets in front of me, and I've had a fair amount of time to kind of think over yesterday and kind of my sheets and my scores, and I've watched the videos, and I'm just so pleased. The way of going has changed a lot, and if you follow me on Instagram, which I hope you all do, you will have seen the kind of progress stuff with Obi and how we've been doing a lot of training with Claire Gallimore, and yeah, I just feel like kind of we've made a lot of changes, and it was great to go out at that level and see those changes being implemented in a test. So I've got both of my sheets in front of me with a little bit of soy sauce on the top. The first sheet, really good, you know, not very many comments, and actually I got an 8 for my free walk on a little free range walk, basically is. And yeah, just lovely, really consistent, and a lovely sheet to receive. And then my second sheet, which is quite interesting, you'll see it looks a bit like some sort of an essay, and in further inspection, when I spoke to Claire about it, A. Smith, the judge, is actually a selector, so for like Great Britain teams. Please don't start wrestling in the background, thank you. So to get that score and to see the whole class on those scores, I'm kind of like, okay, fine. And she gave me a comment for every single mark that she gave, even when it got better. So like, even when it went from a 6 to a 7, she told me why, and that's just not often done, you know, that's not very common. So I'm really grateful, and it means I have feedback. Please, dogs, I want their dinner. Here comes one, just to be involved. Hey, Lexi. So yeah, in summary, I'm not displeased. It's wonderful to have some feedback. This judge would be somebody who I'd like to have some training with, because goodness, she is looking for perfection, and I'm riding a big cob, and he is not, you know, your dressage horse standard, and I don't care, and I think he's amazing, but sometimes, you know, you've got to really be nailing it when you're not riding the atypical big moving dressage horse. Anyway, I don't need to go on for hours. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's certainly lovely to be back out competing. We might even be show jumping in the next video. Wild. Got a lot going on at the moment. Website is in build. Yard, still no confirmation of anything for next year. So if you're watching this and you happen to have a lovely big yard that you would like to rent to somebody like myself, then I would really appreciate it, because I'm feeling very under pressure with not having a solution to my facility issue. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have to find a new yard to run my business from as of April next year. It's December. Scary stuff. I have faith in life and my journey, and I hope that it does what it needs to do for me, but it's looking a bit frightening. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go and feed these dogs, and I hope you stick around for the next video. If you'd like to, please subscribe, hit like, and I will see you all for next time. Thank you so much for watching. It's bye for now.